before showbiz role. And with that being said, I'm looking for people to show back up and looking for civil rights attorneys out here to give their views and opinions. I made a live stream earlier, but to invite people back who knows the civil rights attorney. So anyone who does see this video later that isn't here now, who reviews this video after it's been published, then I encourage you to have a civil rights attorney contact me later. I leave the emails in the description box on this video that you can contact me at. So I'll give more details there. But I'm going to just talk about kind of what today incident and going over those topics, what happened today in the court, and basically what the Fifth Amendment actually means and the right the Fifth Amendment gives a person, and not what the right Fifth Amendment has been perverted to people thinking and only understanding one concept. So we're going to discuss the Fifth Amendment situation and rights, a little brief topic in there what people can focus on. I'm going to give the reason why I'm discussing the Fifth Amendment and what behaviors relate to the Fifth Amendment. So I'm looking for people who is not going to be able to get offended when they are guilty of these accusations or convictions, as Lord Jesus Christ writes and puts on people's hearts. So I encourage everyone to tune in and check out what's going on. But nonetheless, I'm still looking for civil rights attorneys and people to stand up and I'm looking for people to come on this live stream before I go into any further more topics. So we're just gonna sit back and relax. If I could pause, I could pause it, but I'm not. I'll be right back because hey, there's one person. I'll just wing it. All right. So I'm looking for people that knows the civil rights attorneys. If you're one of those people, then I encourage you to have that civil rights attorney speak up or have yourself speak up if you are the civil rights attorney. And that's what I'm looking for in this, people to stand up and speak and give their voice and concerns about the situation that I've been dealt and the hand I've been dealt. And I'm looking for what they're may think and their views and basically their voice to give a backbone to people in Kansas, because I can't seem to find any civil rights attorneys who wants to stand up and defend a person's rights here in the state of Kansas. But I see many civil rights attorneys compromising and folding when they realize they're facing the state. But I see many civil rights attorneys want to claim they're civil rights attorneys when they're just issuing or dealing with civil disputes and civil actions between citizens. And that's not civil rights attorneys at all. A civil rights attorney knows the Bill of Rights and the laws and knows how to defend the client. So I'm looking for civil rights attorneys that knows how to defend the client against all actions that are wrong or have been in violation. And the Fifth Amendment I'm going to discuss is one of the discussions I'm going to talk about, because the Fifth Amendment, people think that the Fifth Amendment is pleading the Fifth as keeping silent, remaining silent. And that's basically they're considering the little verse or the little words in the Fifth Amendment about you ain't going to be forced to be a witness against yourself. But pleading the Fifth Amendment is really an initiative of showing you're guilty out here. So that's what the Fifth Amendment means. Let's see how you're doing out there, but if you don't speak English, then I don't know how to help you, because I'm speaking English and I'm not going to dig into all the other practices, because I worry about what's going on the states and where my kids have been kidnapped and basically things and situations and violations, and we're dealing with judicial terrorists. So that's where I'm facing judicial terrorists. I'm here in the States. I'm looking for a civil rights attorney who's going to stand up against this judicial terrorist where they did excessive abuse towards me because they wanted to violate my Fourth Amendment right. So I'm going to talk about the Fifth Amendment right and what happened in today's case, because the situation I had a court date today, and that's what I'm going to discuss in this video more along the lines of. I apologize you don't understand me. That's not my concern. I suggest you kind of move along, I guess, because this video isn't for you, and if that's the case. So I'm looking for people to stand up and be responsible, that knows a civil rights attorney and can direct a civil rights attorney to these videos so I can hear their voice and concern and give a backbone to people in the state of Kansas, because civil rights attorneys in the state of Kansas, there is none to be found. Just like you go to a Catholic church and you say, hey, is there exorcist anywhere? And there is no exorcist to be found. So that's the same principle. It's a bunch of talk, it's a bunch of fabrication, and nothing really is real or present there. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm dealing with judicial terrorists in Topeka, Kansas, who violated the Fourth Amendment right of mine. And on the Fifth Amendment is where I'm concerned. Is people think the Fifth Amendment means as being silent and not having to be a witness against yourself, but also in the Fifth Amendment, it talks about being not attacked, basically not attacked by having your rights, liberty, and property not abused without due process law, or something along those lines. I forget the exact terminology, but basically my property, there's destruction of property on my doors and that happened to my house because judicial terrorists came and attacked my house because I wanted a Fourth Amendment right to be honored, where I was taking care of my property, so more danger wouldn't happen to my property. Basically burning some wood and burning a little pile of firewood, that it was completely manageable. And it caused these judicial terrorists to come and violate the law, the Fourth Amendment, and they wanted today in the courthouse. So now I got some people here. I'm going to discuss what happened in the court case today. And in the court case today, I went to speak to the judge, obviously, and obviously it's no judge, like I said, it's a judicial terrorist. And when I get there, they're like, oh, the state isn't going to file any charges right now, but so you just have to show up and they'll probably dismiss the case. So basically they wanted to plead the Fifth after they used excessive force and destroyed my property and vandalized my yard. So now they want to just drop everything and sweep it underneath the rug like it's all going to go away. And that simply is not the case. And that's why I'm looking for civil rights attorneys. I got videos on my live stream you can check out about the actual incident, because I was able to capture their abuse on live stream. And I'm a man who stands for my rights, so I verbally spoke my right and used my freedom of speech, and that's when the officer excessively forced me with his paranoid schizophrenic behavior and attacked me. And so I'm looking for restitution. I'm looking for civil rights attorneys who can stand up and speak for a man's case, who's willing to go to bat against the state. Because like I said, there is no civil rights attorneys these days. Civil rights attorneys these days thinks it's just civilly handling civil disputes between two citizens. That's what a civil rights attorney is these days. You don't have civil rights attorney who stands for the Bill of Rights or the constitutional principles and morals that backs up what this state was found, or what that country, America, was founded from. And that's why all these people out here claim to be Americans. And I challenge them and say, you're no American. You're just a U.S. citizen who's given up your rights, because you guys are the ones who are going around here trying to take away my right, when I'm sitting here trying to argue for everyone's rights. Because arguing for my rights in this case is arguing for everyone's rights who owns property, who doesn't want anybody and violating and coming on who's not approved. No matter if they're wearing a badge, no matter if they're wearing a gun to their hip when claiming a gang. It doesn't matter who's coming on your property. But people want to look at the second narrative that I spoke about, and they don't want to realize the first, where these badge intruders have violated the Fourth Amendment right, and they have no authority, and they think a legality system is superior to the law. So I bring the law to them as the biblical law, because this is where they think they are gods. So any one of them who wants to stand up needs to face a man out here and put on their gloves and fight like a man, like their mouths get them into, rather than running and hiding behind a bad bitch, or hiding because they're like, here's the situation today. I'm at after the courthouse, I go to the vital statistics to get some documents, and these ladies are apathetic. I stand up to start complaining against these apathetic ladies who are being lazy and don't want to address the room full of people when they're sitting in the back there just giggling and having a good time. So they want to call the security on me who has a complaint against them. So a person can't even complain against them or complain against anyone without them wanting to call security. And the security didn't want to hear me out or hear anything. They wanted just me to leave. So I told them to call the troopers. And they want to act like they're the good guys, like we calling the police to protect. No, I told the security officer to call the troopers, expecting the trooper to do his fucking job. Obviously, he didn't know his own rights. He didn't know the Bill of Rights. He didn't know the laws. So this is the situation everyone's in. You got these people who wear badges who don't know the laws or don't know their rights. So that's what this video is about. I'm looking for civil rights attorneys who's going to stand up and defend a case, because this is a case that can be basically this is a lifetime look forward case for many attorneys out here. Or civil rights attorneys looking to come up and make a name for themselves, because this is an open closed case of where they abused the rights and privileges, and now they can stand with someone who stands in the right. So this open closed door case for a civil rights attorney who wants to come and stand and defend in court and file all the paperwork, because I'm not going to go through another 5-6 years of studying paperwork like I did child support and child courts, where I learned the Bill of Rights and the meaning of Bill of Rights like everyone else is supposed to be doing out here for their house. But instead, everyone gives up their rights. So people are out here just giving up their rights, and then they expect everyone else to give up their rights. Just like when I stood up in the vital statistics today and started proclaiming about their apathetic behavior, the people started telling me to be quiet. I was the nuisance when I was speaking my freedom of speech. So I asked them, "Or do you like your freedom of speech?" Old man says, "Yeah, he does." But he says, I'm bothered by your talk. So he's bothered about me speaking against other people who are acting lazy and apathetic, who are creating an environment where they can be work lazier and do nothing and still think they're going to get the job done. And that's exactly what the issue is, and why we have judicial terrorists in the first place, who has memorized scripts, who doesn't know the law themselves. So they have to fold their hands and give up the case. They're in the wrong, and they think the court system is supposed to protect them and keep them safe. But that's purely neglect. So, any one of you come back and check out this video, then let's get some subscribes, because people don't want to stick around and face the truth of the situation. So, I'll be back here another day. So I'm looking forward to it, because I got plenty to say against these judicial terrorists and every one of these media-induced comatose, basically AI-following bitches out here who doesn't want who basically are going out trying to take away someone else's right. So, y'all have a good day out here looking for men, not a bunch of boys and crybaby bitches.